Genesis 38. Here, Judah goes and sleeps with a prostitute, but he doesn't realise, because she's veiled, that actually this is his daughter-in-law Tamar. Now, when Tamar gets pregnant by him, he's very tough with her. He says, well, bring her out and let her be burnt. The punishment for adultery and prostitution. But he has used her. You think, what a hypocrite. It's the same with David, really, when he's convicted of his sin. He's told a parable by Nathan, and he says, oh yeah, that person who did that is awful. They must be punished very severely. And Nathan says, and you are the man. Before you start saying, oh, that's just hypocrisy, well, it is hypocrisy, but there's something deeper. There's what psychologists call transference. It's when we subconsciously, deep within us, know that I have sinned and that I deserve punishment, of course, for what I did, but we transfer that sin onto somebody else and say, let them be punished. It's like the pastor who has multiple affairs with women, or someone in the congregation has an affair, let us disfellowship them, let that person be punished. How awful to have an affair. It turns out that a pastor had all these affairs with loads of women on an industrial scale. You think, why did he do that? Yes, because he transferred his sin and his awareness of his own guilt onto someone else and said, let them be punished. Because he's transferred his sin onto them. And that's why people can even fabricate untruth against another person. And that untruth they fabricate is what they themselves have done. To shift it onto that person and get them punished for what they did. This is very common. And because it's part of our human condition to be tempted to be like that, this is where we as Christians have to recognize that and understand that the Lord Jesus is my sin bearer. Face your sin and place it, as it were, on the head of Jesus, just as the sinner under the law of Moses took an animal and put his hand on the animal's head, confessed his sin and killed the animal. That animal represents the Lord Jesus. So don't do things like that transference. Accept your sin, but believe that it has been dealt with in the Lord Jesus Christ. That he has carried your sin, and you won't get into this business of transferring sin onto other people.